I know it, baby. Doggone, I was trying to get to the window. Like, boo, get back. Hey guys, I'm Katie and welcome to my channel. This is part 1 of my self-love series, and during this series we're going to be talking about the different dimensions of self-love, what self-love really is, how to learn to love yourself. So if you're interested in learning about self-love and want to start your own self-love journey, this is the video for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below and let me know what you think about it. How did you like the content, and any other questions that you would like me to address moving forward. So let's get into it. So what is self-love? Many people define self-love in many different ways. I personally believe that self-love is unconditional love of self. That means no matter the circumstances, no matter where you are, who you are, or what you are right now, learning to love yourself in this moment, accepting who you are right here, right now, and loving that person. It's kind of hard to talk about. So you can't really understand self-love without understanding the word love. And we all define love in different ways. I know you probably heard of the 5 love languages. My #1 love language is words of affirmation. I love to hear that I'm loved. I love to hear nice things. But even going back to that, you can kind of start thinking about when you were growing up, how did you interact in terms of love with your family? Were you really close to your family? When's the first time you felt like you loved someone? Think about that, and then put yourself in those shoes. So the way that you feel about a person that you love, put yourself in those shoes and think about, are you giving yourself that same energy? That's the best way that I can explain it for now. But it's basically giving yourself the unconditional love that you have for others. If you are a reader of the Bible, you are maybe not a reader, but you probably have heard the scripture, love hides a multitude of faults. And that basically just means that it doesn't matter what you've done, who you are, where you are, what you look like, what you like and don't like, what you've done. Love hides all of that. So just take that into consideration when you're thinking about self-love. All of that energy should be directed towards you. I know I'm talking with my hands a lot, but I can't help it. So now that you know that self-love is accepting who you are, where you are, how you are, what you are, in this very moment, let's talk a little bit about that word accepting. Because accepting is different than approving. Where you are in life right now may not be necessarily where you want to be. How you look right now may not necessarily be how you want to look. You know, you might want to lose a few pounds, get snatched, you know, get buff, get your Michael B on, who knows. But that does not mean you approve. So just because you accept where you are right now, that does not mean that you approve of where you are. And it's important to accept where you are, because if you don't accept it, if you don't grasp where you are, you'll never be able to move forward. In order to move forward towards self-love, just say you're a person who hates yourself. In my experience, I've been there. I felt like I've hated myself. I've hated my nose. I felt like my nose was too wide and too big. My lips were really big. My eyes are really big. My lips are... I'm a person who, for most of my life, relished in self-hate. I always found something, you know, I didn't like about myself. And then going through elementary school, when we would have to write little journal entries about Name 3 things that you would change about yourself. I always wanted to be skinnier. I always wanted a different eye color, and I wanted longer hair. I wanted like light eyes, like light green or like blue eyes. Girl, just don't be looking a fool out here with some blue eyes, or green, you know. The green eyes probably would have worked, but them blue eyes, those blue eyes wasn't gonna cut it, boo boo. But you know, that's what I thought I wanted. And you know, not just that, but I felt like my eyes were too big. I felt like my nose was just too wide. My lips were big, and my lips are also dark. And so kids used to be like, you know, accuse me of smoking when I was growing up, and I used to, you know, feel away. But you know, when you get John, you learn how to John back. So that's neither here nor there. But dang, what was I talking about? I lost my train of thought. Being stupid, silly. I love the word stupid, but it was always something about my appearance, and it took me a long time to really feel like I was pretty. And I didn't really feel that I was a beautiful person until maybe like my early 20s. Like I really started feeling like, okay, like you got it now, because I just feel like it was just a constant struggle of me finding myself and learning to love who I was. I always wanted to look different. I always, you know, I would be envious of people. I would be jealous of people who had like a slimmer face. Like my face is really round. I mean, that's just where my mindset was. And I just hated everything about myself. Like I just couldn't. If you asked me what I liked about myself back then, I probably would have said my booty, because my booty got me attention. I was just very shallow and just, baby, I ain't know nothing about nothing, okay? However, me learning to love myself has completely transformed how I view myself. And even though I am not where I want to be in life, I accept where I am right now. I love where I am right now. I have grown so much over the past 6 years, which was kind of when I started my self-love journey after going through a long period of depression and anxiety. Another topic for another video. But I just wanted to share that, you know, I'm not telling you something that I have not been through. I have been through this. I have done this. I am still growing and learning to love myself. And so that is a big part of understanding self-love, is accepting where you are right now. If you can't grasp the concept of, how can I put this? I'm thinking. If you cannot grasp the concept of accepting who you are, think about things that you do, actions, habits, things that you do all the time that you may not even know are self-sabotaging. You are getting in your own way. You are stunting your own growth. You are stopping yourself from being the best you that you can be. And when you are self-sabotaging, you're not loving yourself. That's another way that you can grasp the concept of what it means to love yourself. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Go grab my book. Okay, so I am back, and I wanted to grab this book that I am reading to show you. The name of the book is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. And I bought this book because I wanted to go on a spiritual... Goodness, I cannot talk. I bought this book. I bought this book because I wanted to go on a spiritual journey and just learn to love myself more. I felt like I was holding on to things that I needed to release that was stunting my growth and preventing me from, you know, just moving on in life. I feel like I have emotional attachments to situations and people that are no longer in my life that I probably need to forgive, I probably need to get over, I probably need to let go. Take all them probablys out. I need to do all that. Okay, so back to self-love though, and reasons why. Anyway, let me go to it. Okay, so while reading this book, there's a section in chapter 2 called Loving the Self, and she repeatedly talks about self-love throughout the book and how important it is for us to establish self-love in order to achieve everything else that we want to achieve, because if we don't, we will stay where we are. And as a person who has been on a self-love journey for about 6 years now, I felt like, you know, I was good in that area. I needed a little bit of help, but actually reading this book really helped me to understand all the ways that I don't love myself. And let me share those with you. So in the book, she says, let's look at some of the ways that we don't love ourselves. So we scold and criticize ourselves endlessly. We mistreat our bodies with food, alcohol, and drugs. We choose to believe that we are unlovable. We are afraid to charge a decent price for our services. We create illnesses and pain in our bodies. We procrastinate on things that would benefit us. We live in chaos and disorder. We create debt and burdens. We attract lovers and mates who belittle us. What are some of your ways? And, you know, the next sentence just says, if we deny our good in any way, it is an act of not loving ourselves. And honestly, when I read that, I was just like, really, dude? Like, I really felt like I was doing something. I felt like I was going somewhere, and I am going somewhere, but sometimes we need to reevaluate whether or not we are loving ourselves in that moment, because sometimes we get in a routine, and then if we don't practice it, because love is a verb, if you don't practice it every day and double check and make sure, then you're going to, you know, you're going to fall off. Think about those things that I just listed. Are you criticizing yourself? Are you sabotaging your weight loss goals by buying a giant size Symphony Hershey bar once a month and eating the whole thing in one sitting? Yeah, I am, but working on it. You know, are you creating debts and burdens in your life? Are you choosing people, you know, to be connected to who belittle you, who don't value you, who are toxic for you? Are you still having conversations with your friend who is emotionally draining and not telling her, chill sis, I got problems too? Like, are you self-sabotaging? Are you denying your worth in any way? Are you afraid to, you know, tell somebody how much you charge for what you do, for your talent, for your gift, for your job? Are you scared to ask for a raise? Like, all of those things are things that we should consider when we're talking about self-love and loving ourselves. And those are things that I didn't even think about. Like, dang, like, am I doing these things? Let me reevaluate and let me dig deeper. Let me dig deeper. And the thing about self-love is the thing about self-love is that it requires you to dig deep. You have to dig deep. You have to renew your mind. You have to change your mindset. Every negative thing that you think about yourself, every negative thing that you feel about yourself, you have to dig deep, tap into your emotions, and pull those things out and deal with it head on. Because if you don't, it's always going to be there, and it's always going to be wearing you down, and you're going to wonder, well, why haven't I got from here to here? Or why is it taking me so long to get from A to B? And you're in your own way. Perfect example, me recording these videos. I felt very insecure being on camera because I don't feel like I have a very good speaking voice, and it just made me really insecure. This is my third time recording this video actually, and I just felt like I didn't look right. You know, I didn't look right. My face was too round, my lipstick wasn't this, my teeth look like this, and my face looks like this, and it needs to look like this, and all that unnecessary stuff. When, you know, today I was at the bank and the lady was like, you look really pretty today, are you going somewhere? And I was like, you know, I was, but my plans changed. And she was like, you should really do something today, you look really good. And I was like, girl, you know what, I did beat my face today, thank you very much. And I did not talk myself out of that compliment, because usually I'm just like, oh girl, I just try to do a little something, but no, I accepted it. And that's enough. Accept it. Accepting is a part of the process. Accepting compliments from people is a part of self-love. So back to what is self-love. The first thing that we learn is self-love is unconditional. It is loving who you are, where you are, what you are, and how you are in this very moment. However, once you accept, that does not mean that you approve. There are two totally different things. You do not have to approve of where you are. You only have to accept so that you can move forward. Then, what are you gonna do now? You're gonna go home, write down some things, some ways that you feel like you haven't been loving yourself, some things that you wanna work on, and you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow to love and adore who you are, and you're gonna be amazed at the transformation that's gonna take place, because I have completely transformed by loving myself. And like I said, although I'm not where I want to be, I couldn't be happier. I'm so blessed and so fortunate to be where I am in life, and I'm so humbled. Like, I think the higher I get, the more humble I get, because, you know, it's simply a blessing to go from completely, you know, hating who you are, denying your talents, and not allowing your gift to make room for you, to loving yourself, utilizing that gift, being proud of that gift, being thankful of that gift, and knowing that it is a gift, and accepting the fact, you know, of all the things that I've been blessed with, and the things that are in my control that I can change, I will change. But other than that, love shall prevail. I shall continue to love. So guys, that is all for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you like my personality and want to see more from me, please subscribe. I would really love to have you locked into my content. Also, if there are any questions that you would like to know for the next video, leave me a comment below in the comment section. Tell me what you think. If you thought it was good content, you know, you can let me know that. You feel like my lipstick is popping, you can let me know that. Just let me know something. Let me know something. Thanks again so much. I hope you have an amazing day. Love and light. I'm out. I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. I'm living my best life.